Tell us the conversation about data and advertising, how you see it now, and what you expect to be on people's minds when we get to Cannes.
Sure. I mean, the interesting thing is that we're actually even having this dialogue right now around data at Cannes, right? You know, if you think about it, it was, you know, data and kind of market segmentation was always something that was kind of marginalized to the research group within an agency. And because of programmatic and digital media and how it's been using data, is now at the forefront. I mean, it is impacting creative, it impacts obviously media efficiency, and impacting measurement and the ability to actually track a sale through from exposure to closure. And I think, you know, the fact that Cannes is focusing on this shows that, number one, it is top of mind with marketers. Because if it's top of mind with marketers, it becomes top of mind with agencies. And, you know, Cannes is all about agencies, marketers, and the media guys who are trying to cater to them. That is huge, right? This is now the biggest thing on every agency's mind is, A, how do I capture data, how do I use it, and how do I become more efficient? Because that's what their marketers are telling them that they need to do. So I think that is, you know, a big focus of the conference. It's a big focus, obviously, of what we do, and it puts companies like Nielsen and EXelate at the forefront of the marketer discussion, as opposed to, you know, in previous, which was kind of like, not an afterthought, but it was part of the discussion, but it was more a post or pre-planning, not part of the actual engagement of the strategy. And I think data is now part of the strategic discussion.
So what are some maybe more granular or specific client needs around data in terms of either the agencies or the advertisers? What is it that they want maybe that they don't have, or what are sort of the growing areas of demand that you're seeing?
Sure. Sure, I'll take kind of two very broad and diverse areas that I think that we've seen and we've heard of their demand around. The first is data control, which is, I am a marketer, I am a brand, I have a ton of data about my consumers. How do I put that under one umbrella and own and control that, right? Which is challenging in a world in which there are so many people battling over what we call consumer identity, right? There are the media platforms of the world, so the Facebooks and the Googles, et cetera, that are building their own consumer identity files. There are the transaction platforms, so the Amazons of the world that build that information. The brands themselves want to figure out, how do I get this data? How do I own this? I want to own this. And what tools are out there for me to do that and control it? So it's basically data ownership and control, I think, is a big topic that we hear about constantly. Also fed a little bit by the DMP world, you know, basically, you know, stoking that demand. And the second thing is really measurement. And measurement in the fact of not of reach measurement, but in effectiveness measurement. Did my ad work, and did it drive a sale? And because everything is becoming so digital, we can track a consumer from exposure to purchase. This is now a reality, and not just in the digital world as far as, you know, online advertising, but as television and radio and all these other sources of media become so much more IP based. Right? You're streaming audio through an application, you're watching television through a set-top box device. All of those things now become trackable in a very different way, and being able to show exposure to that ad and the purchase of that, if that purchase is driven by that ad, is actually really doable right now. So closing that loop is, I think, a huge, huge topic that, again, because the marketers are interested in this, the agencies are interested in this, and they're saying, okay, if I'm going to be judged by how many sales I drive, I want to understand how that's being measured, and I want to know what the tools are that are out there that can help measure that.